Hello everyone, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the mighty Imperial Japanese Navy. Joining straight off the heels of our previous episode, we have our new task force with a few new ships. Most outstandingly, the Shokaku here, if we go over to it, an absolute lovely looking fleet aircraft carrier. We use this when we replace the Ryujo, which is now under repairs after taking heavy damage from an air attack. And we also have a new destroyer as well, which is brilliant stuff. Just before we start, I would like to say that over the next week I'm going to be taking a break from recording, simply because of Christmas. So I'm not going to be anywhere near my computer to record anything. So next week there won't be any uploads, but I'll be back with a video hopefully on the 3rd of January. So I thought I'd let everyone know because it's going to be a break. I hope you will have a good Christmas, actually, by the way, for those of you who celebrate it, and of course a good New Year's for those who celebrate that. But anyway, let's get on with the video. We're going to go back over to Rabaul and look at our situations. I'll see you there. Okay then, so we have set in motion our Task Force 6 here to refuel and re-engineer Guadalcanal so we can build up our airport there. Hopefully the fighting will be done by the time we get there. That will take 2 days. We are heavily in favour there. We just need to make sure nothing else lands there. We can of course see this 2 submarines that came about. We were trying to take them out the other day, or yeah, on our previous episode rather, with our Tonne force over here, but it managed to outrun us, which is ridiculous, to be honest. I think that just proves that the AI possibly have some faster ships than us on the strategic map. But we do have Tonne force. I think we are trying to dodge or patrol Guadalcanal, but also dodge a battleship, which is also in the way somewhere around here, which we struck with our I-15 only the previous day. We did sink a South Dakota, which was in that fleet as well, which leaves a couple light cruisers as well and some destroyers with it. So we are going to be screening for that with the I-17 here. The I-15 going back to the Shortland Islands to rearm. And we did, of course, rearm the Congo task force with the Shokaku now in it as well. Because, unfortunately, ammunition is like love in a marriage. Eventually it runs out. And, of course, you have to go to an exotic island to refill it for a few days. So, yeah, let's go back into the game. We're going to set in motion all our orders, and I'll join you when we next make contact with the enemy. So, in the later hours of the next day, we have actually come under fire from a flight of attack aircraft from carrier base, well, from a carrier, which is going to be interesting. We did see some scouts come off from the direction, so we did send our own scouts over to follow them, but we've not come into contact with them just yet. So they've not wasted any time there. They appear to have sent Dauntlesses, but we have a Jake over here which is going to go in that direction. We have launched some emergency Zeros from Guadalcanal just to fly a squad of 4 off of there, but that might not be in time to cover our Tonne force here. No sign of them just yet though. We've not got air radars on. I thought I told everyone to turn on. That is rather unfortunate. There we go. Oh my god, that is a lot. So that's right on top of us. So what have we got? We have some Dauntlesses over here. And we have some Wildcats to the rear there. Okay, so this could be rather devastating. Of course, we need to prioritise, if we can, the Dauntlesses. So what we're going to do is take some evasive manoeuvres, increase our speeds to maximum-ish. How fast does the Tonne and Mogami go? They go at a speed of 35 for the Tonne and 35 for the Mogami. So yeah, we can absolutely go full speed with the Makigumi here at 36-ish. And hope we get everything off, really, and dodge, do all we can. Because this is only really meant to be, of course, a scouting in force small fleet meant for patrolling Guadalcanal as a backline. I would like to keep it so that our main task force can manoeuvre around where we want them to, and maybe even engage the enemy carrier when we do sight it. I'm of course going to launch some Zeros off perhaps from the Shokaku to protect this task force when we can. Doesn't look like we're firing at the Wildcats here. There's only the 2 here though, which is very strange. I'm going to make sure we are targeting this at least. Same with everything else, I think. Just make sure we're giving proper orders here. But we're not staying in formation, which is absolutely stupid. The game doesn't do that for you. Just stay in formation when you're in battles. So, oh, that's one drop we've dodged. Can we take control and dodge this next one? Ooh, that's a lot of hits. That looked like almost a magazine explosion as well. Yeah, we've lost the magazine there. Jesus Christ. Oh, poor Makaguma. It's gone through so much in this game. What's this next one going for? Is that going for the other destroyer as well? That's a very interesting choice there. But they did mostly miss. Okay, so we've taken some general damage here in the engineering. We can live with that on the Yugumo. I think... What's this done to our guns? Yeah, it's taken out the front gun. That is certainly not ideal. Certainly not ideal there at all. Because we issued an attack command that's destroyed the retreat order. So, what we might do here is actually send this one back. That hits the magazine. If we didn't take that, we could have lived with this damage. Because we would have got over it. We're going to send the damage controls to the floodings and fires. But we're going to compress time. There's nothing really here to do now. Just retreat and leave. But yeah, that is rather unlucky actually. If we didn't take that magazine hit, we could have come out of that fine, really. Are we taking stupid manoeuvres here? Yeah, we're just going to make sure we don't collide and cause any further damage, and then we're going to leave, I think. Yeah, we're going to do that. Brilliant stuff. Okay, come on, just stop. Brilliant. There we go. All avoided. All good. Looks like we might be able to leave in a second, which is great. It's going to tell everyone to slow down. I'll see you back on the map. Alright, see then. So we have, like I said, 4 zeros coming off. That's not going to be enough to possibly stop an attack completely, but will be enough to screen us quite a bit. I'm going to launch some off of the Shokaku as well. We're going to click launch aircraft and go straight for a full flight of zeros, and then going to go for the Tone as well, like that. We have rearmed the I-15, and that is coming down to hunt the carrier if we can. I think we could go over here with it and come up. The recon aircraft that spotted us were coming this sort of direction. So that's where we're going to send our Jakes if possible. But there's not a lot of daytime hours left, so hopefully we won't get too many attacks in today. So I'll see you in a second. And there we have it. We have actually sighted the carrier task force. So, seems to be a very typical carrier escorts fleet there. So 4 destroyers, 2 light cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers, and of course the carrier itself. What I'm going to do actually is try and use our limited daytime hours to get a flight of Vows off. Going to do that. We're going to launch with a majority of armor piercing, well, a main payload of armor piercing bombs there, which is going to be brilliant. So that will go right through the deck if we do hit. Going to go over here and down. Oh, we're not quite in range, are we? That is a shame. What exactly is the range? We're going a straight line. It is, yeah, just out of range. That's a shame. That is a big shame. Okay, so what we're going to do is still send them over. We did spot a fleet of just 3 patrolling destroyers about. We might run into them if we're lucky, but otherwise those Vows aren't going to reach. We're going to need to send torpedo bombers if it stays at that direction, or not direction, distance. But we do have I-17 close, which might be able to hit it. So let's pray and cross our fingers and hope for the best, eh? See you in a second. Yeah, and as soon as I press play, we got some more Wildcats in the area, so we're going to have to begin this. And make sure all of our radars are turned on this time so we get some warning. Like that. Tone, yours is on? Brilliant stuff. Our zeros are in position here. So we're going to increase our speed to maximum and hope they get in position, but it doesn't look like it. Which is very sad. But what do we have? Yeah, it's just some Wildcats. So we're not going to take any major damage unless they focus our destroyers. We are going to call for a retreat. What we're going to do is turn round to get our AA off on them, to get a decent angle on that, because all of our AA can be focused on the beams on our sides, rather than our bows and sterns. Okay, so now they're just about in range, making the approach vector now. We are getting our flak off, but it's not going to be enough to shoot them down before they hit us, I don't think. Japanese cruisers, or ships in general, famously lacking in the anti-aircraft department. It's rather a shame. It's one of the downsides of playing the Japanese, actually, is while air is, of course, your greatest weapon, as it is with the Americans as well, if you can get it off, you are even more susceptible to air. It keeps saying we're getting new contacts. That's because we're getting some more dive bombers in. These are retreating dive bombers. They're sending them back in. You can see they've not got a payload and they're smoking. So that is somewhat fortunate, I suppose. That's dead aircraft as far as we're concerned. So we're going to have a look at what damage they're doing over here. Just tickling our catapult launcher here. Shouldn't destroy anything. Oh, unless we get some direct... Oh, look at that. That is brilliant. Oh, dear me. Is that all of their attack flights? Not just yet. They do have another one coming into our stern here. What are they going for? Possibly the Tonne there. Which we are going to have a look at. I think, no, what's they doing? Hesitating a bit. That's lucky, isn't it? I wish their dive bombers hesitated. But we have shot down 3 aircraft, which is brilliant. What we might do actually then is take the time. We can use the Zeros actually to attack some of their dive bombers, I think. And we can... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We can afford to lose these Zeros because they are based from a Guadalcanal airfield. And why the hell is evasive manoeuvres so hard to do for the AI? Just brake, please. Just stop. Yeah, so my point there was this aircraft based from a land airfield are actually, well, they do recover over the course of a day, I believe. It's no more than a day, so they do come back for free. You don't have to do anything for it. We're going to stop turning here because that's going to cause a collision with the Yugumo here. I don't know why these are still coming in. Are they hiding? Yeah, Dauntlesses don't carry... they don't typically carry torpedoes, and they don't have a hatch to hide them in either. So they don't have any payload other than their... I think... what do they carry? Is it 50 cal machine guns or less? So it's only machine guns. I don't think they're armed gun-wise heavier than Wildcats. Certainly nowhere near as numerous. That's interesting. I'll catch you when we are in range with our Zeros then. Which is now. We have lost a Jake in the meantime. The Wildcats deciding that they're a priority target. Might lose this over here. They're concentrating their tail gunner. We're going to reduce the speed here of this Zero. We're going to reduce the speed over here as well so we can get some decent turns off. Get a look. Is he going to catch one here? Go on, start firing. They're right in front of you. Go on, mate. No, that's not how you do it. That is not very cash money there. We've lost 2 Zeros and not downed any Dauntlesses. There we go, there's one. This is why we need overwhelming firepower here. Not that it really matters. I'm interested to see what they're planning to do with these Dauntlesses. I imagine just a strafing run. But refusing to fire, our Zeros are. Interesting. We may take manual control of this and get them to fire early on. If we can. It's not going to let us. Interesting. Strange that. But it's doing it automatically now. He's going to clip another one. No, he can't be arsed. His aim's not great. Makuguma's taking damage. What's it taking? Just some superficial damage to the bridge, and it's the directors there, just a random compartment there. I think, oh my god, that is a lot more aircraft. What have we got here? That is more Wildcats, so it's just the Wildcats coming back. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Very questionable decisions here. I think we're going to just take this and order a retreat, I think. Just to reduce the amount of damage we're taking now, because they have started fires, which is bloody lucky. Well, unlucky for us, of course. Jesus Christ. I'm hoping we can get a few of these down then. Because, of course, whatever carrier they have can't reproduce them without them landing and rearming. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to compress time again and see you back on the strategic map. There's not a lot to watch here if you ask me, so I'll see you in a second again. Okay, so after that, we didn't manage to shoot down too many more aircraft, but we are of course going to pursue this carrier now. It's throwing down the gauntlet quite a lot, so we're going to keep this Jake over it. We're going to just get it to patrol, I think, around in this sort of area like that. Yeah, don't want to go from there. I want it to do this. You fool. Just keep in a circle like that, use up its fuel, and then we'll get another Jake straight over it. So I'll see you in a second when something else happens. Alrighty then, so not long after we left you at the strategic map, we have got a flight of what looks like wildcats coming over our I-17. Now, while we're on the surface, they can do some decent damage if they strafe us, so we're going to instantly dive down. I'm hoping what they're after really is the Jake, if anything. But if they do spot us, they can strafe us and do some decent damage and actually cause some flooding on our submarine here. But now they've spotted us, they might actually be able to launch some Dauntlesses or Avengers, perhaps with bombs, hoping to get us on the surface. They can actually equip some depth charges as well for us, which is not a good sign. I would love to have got over here without actually being spotted at all, which would have been ideal, of course, so we can completely surprise the aircraft carrier. I do wonder if the AI is going to be on full alert now. We're going to turn on our radar before we submerge just to see if we can get anything, but that's instantly gone off because we are now fully submerged. I'll join you back if the situation changes. So, we were actually very lucky there. Just as the enemy started to fire at us, we managed to start retreating, so we actually didn't lose anything there. So what we're going to do is actually launch if we can. We need to wait 0.2 hours. Okay, not a problem. I was going to launch some more fighters off the Shokaku, maybe to screen our submarine here, or even the Vals. It's looking like the Vals might just come in range of the Shokaku here. If we go over, yeah, they might just come in range if it pushes up just a little bit more. So I'm going to tell it to go straight over there and see what happens. I'll see you back in a second, although it might not be very long. Let's get the game going. Yep, there we go. Instantly spotted again. This is looking like it's going to be quite a repetitive episode here. That's not always a bad thing. It's nice to not be on the offensive all the time. It is more nerve-wracking. So our air radars are on. We're going to do the usual. Yeah, that is a scout on the back of us. It'd be nice to take that down. What have we got? We got some torpedo bombers. Okay, we're actually going to prioritise evasive manoeuvres rather than AA power on this, because I doubt we're going to shoot any of them down before they drop. So what I'd like to do is actually create a more narrow target for them and see what happens there. Because this is how we've lost most of our ships, or sent most of them back to repair, is because of torpedo attacks, which is how it should be, of course, but bloody annoying. I will not hide my saltiness here. So yeah, same as usual really. I'm going to join you back when they are in range. And that would be now. I think what we're going to do is actually break off with Tone here and get it to come off by itself. And we're going to get the Mogami to break as well and go full speed and break off over in this direction so that we can reduce damage to our cruisers and hopefully make sure they evade some torpedoes here. I'm going to take some manual control because it does look like they're going for the Mogami over here. So actually we're going to change our rudder turn and go straight into them if we can. We're actually going to reduce our speed as well because it looks like they're trying to lead us quite a bit here. Mogami is definitely the primary target from this flight. And they have dropped, we saw the splashes in the water there. Unfortunately, didn't manage to shoot any down, but I think we're going to be safe here. What we're going to do is actually, we can see them molting there when we're hitting with our small arms. We're going to do the same, I think, for Tono. That might be a bit too late here, actually. We're going to slow down again and change our turn. I think we are going to take a torpedo because we're too slow to react here. That would be rather a shame, though. So, actually, let's increase our speed here and make sure we get the turn off rather than the reduced speed. In fact, let's just turn it down a little bit. I don't want to take that one on the bow. Maybe we shouldn't have done that so much. Oh dear. Come on. Dud, please. No. No. What have we got to the turn? Only 2. Okay, that was actually rather minor. We can live with that. What did the other people do? Okay, so here's a drop right in front of us here. We'll carry on with the turn there like that. I thought there were 4 flights. That's the thing. Does look like there's only 2. Okay, that's brilliant. I was just waiting for them to do the same as us and launch 4 flights at a time. So, no hits to Mogami, which is very lucky. And we have taken some general damage to the bows here of Tonne. But I think we're okay there. We might be able to live with that. It does say minor damage to Tonne, and of course it is. I completely agree with that. So we're going to play again. Not a lot more daytime hours, so that might be the last of it for tonight. And all aircraft for both sides might be coming back to base. So we're going to try and engage with the I-17 overnight if possible and see what happens there. Since Shokak is ready to launch aircraft, but it won't be able to stay in the air for long. We'll start seeing everyone returning to base soon. And we can see the carrier actually retreating there. So we're going to fast forward, and I'll see you in a second. Ooh, we have hit in the early hours of the next day a very nice looking merchant convoy here. 6 merchant ships, of course, with 1 heavy cruiser, 1 light cruiser and 2 destroyers. We have launched some Zeros straight off the Shokaku, so we might not be in time to launch any aircraft just yet. But by the time we come into contact with them on the surface, we might be. So we're going to ignore that and actually take control of the Shokaku and just go to engage there. This should be a very easy win if we get into this. So let's get into that, I think. Do have the Zeros escorting us there. Did lose sight of the carrier, which is very unfortunate, but I think we're getting very close now. So we're going to keep control of that. There we go. So before we forget, we're going to see we can launch aircraft. Excellent stuff. What we're going to go for, I think, let's get some VOW action, shall we? Let's do that. We've not seen that at all in this game. So let's go in and have a look. Now then, let's make sure everything is turned on radar-wise. Don't want any nasty surprises. And let's get into this. What is the weather like? A nice, lovely, clear morning. We can, of course, use these Zeros to scout for us as well, which is brilliant stuff. We can use that to our advantage. This should be to the south of us, like that. And we can, of course, use the Zeros to strafe their destroyers as well, which is brilliant stuff. We're going to go to our surface fleet and turn off fire at will, because as you know by now, I hate that. We're going to make sure we're still in circular when we move. And I think we're going to start moving southwards like this. There we go, there we go. Oh, but look at this fleet now, that is what I like to see. Okay, so we've made contact with them. What do they actually have? So, this was a Summers that we saw earlier, I believe. We have another Marne here. Okay, interesting. We actually have, is that a county, I believe? Okay, interesting. Haven't seen one of those for a while. And, of course, another Cleveland. Brilliant stuff. So, what we're going to do, I think, is fire our VOWs onto the cruisers as much as possible. I think 2, how many groups do we have? We should have 4 there. Oh, that's 3, okay. Interesting stuff. We're going to get 3 groups of VOWs onto, 2 groups of VOWs onto the Cleveland, I think, and 1 onto the county. So we're going to identify them quickly. We're going to go to American, light cruisers, and Cleveland there. For that one, and we're going to go to Abdicom forces and the heavy cruiser county there, which is all they have there, which is great stuff. We're going to, of course, go for the destroyers as well. This one was a Marne, so we're going to go back to American, go for destroyers and Marne. Brilliant stuff. And this was a Summers, wasn't it? Let's go for that. Excellent stuff. So the Summers actually has some decent firepower on it. 3 dual mount enclosed cases there of 127mm caliber, and they have some fairly decent torpedoes as well. That looks like yeah, 2 quad launchers there, which is rather a lot for an American destroyer. So what we're going to do is keep the Zeros over scouting like this, I think. No need to get them into AA range just yet. We're going to hold the VOWs off just a little bit actually and let them let the enemy come in closer. So what we're going to do is carry on this source of course, I think, and just get some spotting fire off while we can. We're going to let the destroyers engage their summers to begin with, I think. Get some spotting fire off like that. We have the Naganami, which is going to be firing off at the summers as well. We have the Hibiki, which is going to be going for the Man, I think, just to get something up on there. The Congo can go for the County, and that's going to get obviously some spottings as well, with both main battery and secondaries. The Tonne is going to go for County as well, although we have targeted the Cleveland there. Just a small misclick. Going to go AP spotting, great at full spreads. We're going to do the same with the secondaries. The Myoko is going to go for the Cleveland, and that's going to do armor piercing. So that should do rather well there. I'm going to leave it like that. I think if we can, we might actually get the Shokaki to fire its secondaries off at a Man as well. Because why not? Just to get a little bit more. What is the caliber of their secondaries actually? It says they are 127mm. Okay, so that's great. So they've got 16 of them. It's like having a couple a destroyer slapped to each side of our carrier there. We're going to go on and see what happens with the initial engagements here. We're getting some straddling shots over here on this ship, missing the Cleveland. So that's great. Is that a smoke screen or has it already taken a hit? That's interesting. Let's have a quick look. Number 6, yeah, it's already taken a hit. I think that's just some splash damage, if you'll pardon the pun, from where it's missed and hit the water there. We've already got a very nice solution actually on Congo, so we're going to go to narrow spotting fire, just improve that a little bit. We're going to do the same with all our other ships actually, if they're doing okay. Yeah, they're doing alright actually, up to a 50% solution, which is decent stuff actually for a first salvo. So let's get those off. Brilliant. The Vals are looking like they want to wander off over here. Now, with Vals, what you can do, the most effective tactic is to be a little bit gamey and actually level bomb rather than dive bomb. Because then you're less likely to take damage. It does look like they're firing star shells at us, so we're going to retaliate with that and actually fire some star shells off ourselves, just to help us out there. Yeah, that is very interesting that they're doing that. So, do we want to go to a greater altitude and level bomb, or do we want to dive bomb? I think now that they're taking evasive manoeuvres, we do want to dive bomb just to make sure our chance to hit is greater. But of course, we are going to wait until they're a little bit closer to our surface fleet, I think. Or even... it's tempting to hit the escort ships here, or the transport ships. But really, I think we can just chase them down. I think we're going to try and cut them off like this and go this sort of direction with our surface fleet. Have we taken a hit here? No, it's just the a weird light glancing off of our Tonne there. I thought there was a fire on the front there. We do have decent solutions now, so we're going to be firing proper narrow spreads. Spreads to hit rather than to spot. Yeah, that's a good idea, I think. Let's carry on with that. The Fubiki, how are you doing? Yeah, let's do like that. Naganami. Oh, we're on a 74 to 72. Excellent stuff. The Hibiki, I think, can stop firing star shells and actually fire normally now. Thank you very much. Got enough star shells over them, I think. So we should start seeing some hits soon. And we'll see how this turns out. Okay, I think we're close enough now to have a look at damaging some of their ships with our Vals. So what we're going to do, I think, is go and see what a Vic formation looks like with this squad of Vals here. Going to go Vic formation form up, and we're going to attack the Cleveland, I think. Actually, no, I think... Let's go for the county, actually. Let's go for the county, because that's looking decent at the moment. We're going to turn up like this. Excellent stuff. And this squad is going to form to a box and attack the county as well. Just want to see what the difference is there with our spreads. Then the next lot is out of formation, so it's going to come down and attack the Cleveland once it's in range. Let's have a look at that very quickly. We've not scored any large hits with our artillery from our ships just yet. It is rather unfortunate. They have scored some glancing shots onto our Myoko. It is rather a shame. But, oh, we can see a hit there gone onto the county, onto the rear there, which is brilliant stuff. I hope that was a battleship shell. Yeah, the problem here is this, we are going to take some decent fire from their ships here. But it should be fairly difficult for their flak to hit us until we're right on top of them. There we go, so getting the small arms fire now. But people have been waiting for it. Here you go. So finally we should actually tell them to attack. That might help, don't you think? So hopefully they'll start diving now. We might have ruined that a little bit. No, here we go. Let's go. Okay then, so the county has taken quite a few hits there. If you look at the report, what did it do? Heavy damage, brilliant stuff. It got 1, 2, 3, a lot of bomb hits there, which is brilliant. So the Cleveland is next. It looks like the Vic formation was the superior formation there to take. So that's what we're going to form up as here and try and get a decent attack off like that. Actually, I think what we're going to do is go for a line ahead formation and come from the Cleveland's bow, because that is where the air is going to be weakest, and we should get a decent attack off like that if we can get a good angle on. What's happened here? Oh my god, the AI is useless at collision avoidance. I didn't even tell it to go in these formations. This is useless. At this rate, we're going to have to tell people to go on to their own formations. We'll just sort this out very quickly, shall we? If you start going forwards and go straight rather than turn, and the Shokaku can basically retreat and reverse, I think. It's very annoying, very annoying. Don't know why it's got to do this. We're going to start firing off some star shells like this again from the Fubuki. We have lost our main gun turret because our magazine is flooded. Jesus Christ. So taking some heavy damage, getting a little bit too close perhaps. How is the damage on our other ships? Chikamo is fine. Kongo's taken mild damage. Where is Naganami? Naganami's fine. Hibiki is absolutely fine as well. That's brilliant stuff. So we're going to concentrate again on these vowels over here. And try and line up a decent attack on the Cleveland's bow, I think. Because the Cleveland, I think, is what's going to be the major threats here, actually, simply because of the amount of guns it has, rather than the caliber of them. Is this the one that's on fire as well? No, it's not. So it looks like we've done some decent damage, actually. That is... Oh, that is brilliant. It looks like we might have destroyed the back turret there. It's not facing anywhere sensible. What is its condition? Yeah, speed of 8 knots. What I'm going to do, actually, then, is hold on with the Congo and get it to fire off a manual spread. This is something I highly recommend you do when you notice that the enemy has got to this stage. So we're going to look at the speed. Yeah, it's firing very, very slowly there. So let's go for its bows there. Oh, it's brilliant. We're going to go back to the valves. Should be this squad. Excellent stuff. It's not targeting anything at the moment, so we're going to go like that. We are going to tell it to adjust its course just a little bit. Try and get range of the Cleveland like this. Got to line this up perfectly, don't we? Excellent stuff. Okay. What did we lose there? Okay, I think we're going to tell it to attack now. Hopefully this should be okay, because the line ahead, if it goes in perfectly, it will hit perfectly. Which, sort of, you know... Oh no! AA is meant to be weak here. Why do we lose one? Oh, only a couple glancing hits there. That's unfortunate. But it's something nonetheless. It's an extra bit of damage for us. It looks like the county has come to a halt. It's going to change. Yeah, it's basically halted. It's on 3 knots. We're going to tell the Congo to fire exactly where that is on its mid-section here. Just a bit past it so we get some decent shots off like that. Excellent stuff. The Chikama's on fire. Ooh, it's taken some rather nasty hits there to the rear. That is disgusting. We should be able to get past that, but it's going to be somewhat inefficient at the moment. What's it firing at? The county. I think we're going to change that actually to the Cleveland. Because Congo's manual fire can sort that out fine. We're going to fire spotting and narrow. We're going to do the same with its secondaries. Fubuki was firing off star shells, wasn't it? So we're going to change that back. Brilliant stuff. So what was going on with our other ships here? I'm going to change Miyoko's course, I think, so it gets all its guns firing like that. Excellent stuff. It looks like we get some decent hits on the county as well. That thing is basically done for. But while it's still afloat, its guns are still active, as far as we know. Although it doesn't look like it's firing. There we go, now it's sinking. Excellent stuff. So we're going to change the Congo back again to the Cleveland, which is great stuff. So it's going to fire narrow spotting just to get a decent solution up. And it's going to actually fire some star shells off of its secondaries to get that off. I think it does only have star shells on the front, but that's fine, not a problem. It means we're getting some off anyway. How's the Summers and the other... oh, I lost another vow. Little shits. Why are they going right over there? Oh my god. We should have done that ourselves. We've only got ourselves to blame for that. How many have we lost? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a couple zeros as well because it went straight over their ships. That is just carelessness on our part. Rather stupid. We're going to turn... Yeah, we're turning off round anyway. That is brilliant stuff. Okay, cool. Okay. The zeros are going out of the engagement zone. We don't want that. We want them to keep spotting, I think. But yeah, how's the Marne doing? We haven't actually managed to hit their destroyers by the looks of it yet. Shame. Oh, that's a big salvo. Sad that missed. So it looks like we're getting on top of the damage control from our destroyers. The Fubuki is no longer on fire. We are still waiting a little bit for our magazine to come back online, but it's not actually destroyed yet, which is brilliant stuff. Has really bad solution actually on the Summers. That's because it's covered in smoke. Okay. How close are we to the Cleveland? We're very close actually, aren't we? We're still firing star shells. We need to change that actually to narrow spotting, I think. We're going to fire some spotting shells off with our main guns as well. Looking at it through the binoculars there, yeah, it is on fire from the dive bombs. Taking some superficial damage to the bows there. Should be okay there. The speed is only 18 knots. That's very interesting. You know what I'm thinking? Congo, how are your firing solutions looking? We're getting on top of the damage from the Tonne as well there, which is brilliant stuff. If we can just destroy these cruisers here, we might be able to disengage and come back in for the cargo ships, which would be ideal. We might start getting the Shokaka moving actually, just so the Cleveland's not so bothered about it, which I don't think it is just yet. It does look like we're getting some more damage on it. If we look at the report, the Cleveland has taken heavy damage and moderate flooding at the moment, which is excellent. Not so worried about the destroyers now. It doesn't look like we're hitting them so much. Though its speed on the Marne's up, the speed on the Cleveland is going up a little bit as well. What have we got here? That's another cargo ship coming in. A brave soul indeed. Oh, interesting stuff. Okay, what's the Miyoko doing there? It's got some very nice solution. Look at that. Let's fire to hit, please. And we're going to come out a bit so we can get our rear guns firing just a little. We've taken some glancing shots. Got a fire on our director. That's going to hurt our solutions. And our bridge is out a little bit. And so is our second director's been glanced a little bit there. Does look like we're getting some decent shots off though over here. Oh, that was a narrow miss. Does look like the Miyoko's got all of the attention though of the Cleveland. So you'll turn back around here so our main ships can fire at their Cleveland. Why have we got zero solution here? This is terrible stuff. Absolutely terrible. We could fire off some more star shells then, I think. It's a full spread. What are our other destroyers looking like? Yeah, terrible, terrible. We're going to have to fire spotting shots, I think. Absolutely terrible. This is why we're not hitting anything. We're not micromanaging, that's why. And just as I say that, we've proven to forget about our orders on the Miyoko, so we're going to turn that around again. How's the Cleveland looking? Yeah, it's taking something. Okay. Something, yeah, the Congo's still firing star shells, isn't it? We're going to change that. We're going to get it back to spotting fire, I think. What is Tone doing here? Is it just doing a steep turn? Okay. What we might actually do is stop firing with our Tone on the Cleveland and actually get it on the destroyers here, because they're getting very close, dangerously so. So we get some spotting fire off there, I think. How are they with star shells? We're getting the Fubikis to fire off on that, weren't we? So we're going to do that, I think. Just to get some more guns on there. Are our zeros anywhere near? Excellent stuff. We can get them round. They're going to just carry on spotting and see where those cargo ships have got to. Because if we get rid of the Cleveland, we can focus our attention either on the destroyers or, if we spot them, the rest of the cargo ships there. Alright then, so as a quick update, we have sunk the Cleveland and have taken actually heavy damage to the Fubuki here. That's because it just can't get any hits on these destroyers. So we're going to start laying smoke here. We've changed our targets to the Congo, to the Marne. It's got a terrible solution again. I think we're going to start sending out spotting shots. It's losing HE very quickly. Losing AP as well very quickly, which is a shame. We're just not getting the results we need, are we? Just not getting there. I'm very tempted to send some zeros in. We do only have the one. It's not able to spot the convoys or the escort ships just yet. The merchants there. We're going to send it straight up to have a look, because I don't think they've fully left. What we're going to do with the Miyoko is bring us in and try and get rid of the number 9 here, which is a merchant ship. You know, identify it as such, get some star shells off with our secondaries, and try building up a solution with our main battery there. We have sunk the Marne. Excellent stuff. I didn't see that happen. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do now is obviously focus fire on the Summers. Get some AP off with the Congo, because I think we're pretty much out of HE. Fubuki can carry on as it is. Chikuma is going to do that as well. Fire off some AP and spotting. You're actually going to fire some star shells over it yourself. Although it is rather close, it is under some smoke cover. Hibiki's going to change as well to some spotting very quickly. Like that. Naganami is firing at it anyway, and it does have a 61% solution, so we're going to go to non-spotting and fire to hit. Does look like we've got some decent hits on it though. That was the Marne behind we're looking at, so maybe not. I'm a bit worried that we've completely lost contact with the rest of the escort ships, but with this destroyer down, that will be its escort down, which is brilliant stuff. So maybe they'll start retreating rather than going straight to Guadalcanal or whatever their target island was. I started to get some hits on these Summers as well, which is great stuff. Yeah, okay, brilliant stuff. How's the Miyoko looking over here? We're going to start getting some AP spotting shots off, I think, just to build up a solution. So it's rather close, it's 7.6 kilometers away. There we go, there's the rest of the merchant shipping here. Yeah, okay, brilliant. Not going too quickly away. I suppose they just can't. But so I think once we destroyed this destroyer and maybe the number 9 over here, we will disengage and retreat, and that may be it for today, folks. Oh yeah, getting a lot of hits there. I'd love to see that. Looks like the Miyoko's got a very nice solution as well. So what we're going to do actually is turn out and get all of our guns. Oh, dearie, dearie, dear. That's why the destroyers wanted to get close. Jesus Christ. We should have figured that much out. We're going to break. Fubuki's probably going to go down here. Don't think we can avoid that, but we're going to reduce our speed massively with the rest of the group here. We can lose a Fubuki. I think that's a fair trade for the cruisers and these destroyers. But do not want to lose battleships and such. We are still going to try and evade. And the way we're going to do that is reduce speed and turn into them, I think. Like that. Where are they exactly? We're going to turn on our sonar to see if there's any more in the water. I can't see the streams. Oh, they're very close to us. Okay. Engage torpedo beats, please. It's not looking so bad just yet. I think we should decrease our speed just a little bit more. We've sunk the Summers, which is great. So we're going to focus on dodging these torpedoes. Reduce our turn and just go straight now, I think. Come on, please. Please. There we go. Oh. Master driver or what? There we go. That is lovely stuff. So what we're going to do actually is just come to a dead halt with the rest of our ships here, I think. Just to make sure. We have overshot the Chikuma and Naganami, so we're fine there. How are we doing with this ship here? The Miyoko. Okay, just needs to turn out again, I think. Try and get all of its guns firing. That's taken a hit from something there. It's very cheeky. Congo can start firing on this one as well, I think. And that will be it, I think. I'll see you in a second. Alrighty then, so at the end of that battle we have sunk all of the aggressor ships there with 2 cruisers destroyed and 2 destroyers, as well as picking up a merchant ship destroyed there as well, but not without our own losses. We did lose 7 aircraft, which is rather a shame actually. Did not want to do that at all. But I think that is rather enough action for one day, ladies and gentlemen. I think our plans for the next episode is going to be either hunt down that carrier or pull back and resupply with this main task force here, because did use quite a lot of armament and ammo there. But that carrier might be so close though. We just don't know after it pulled back. We do have I-17 of course still hunting for it. But we'll have to see. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a brilliant Christmas tomorrow. And I will see you soon. So thank you very much for watching. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.